Hi guys, Raven Song here. Trying to set up my camera. It's been a while. I'm not sure how the image is going to be. I'm losing my light. Our weather front is coming in for Easter weekend. I don't know, it might hit earlier than expected. I'm hopefully not till tomorrow afternoon at least, but we'll see. I've got a whole pile of decks here to open. 4 of them are ones I brought in for retail, and yeah, retail ain't happening right now, and definitely not going to Dragon Fest in August, which is where I normally retail most of my tarot decks and handcrafted witchy tools and implements. Anyways, so I'm just now trying to just kill time. Like everybody else, just trying to kill time. Anyways, this one came in today, but I'm going to wait because this is an independent deck that I bought just recently. I've snapped up a couple of her last remainings of the first edition because she's getting ready to do the second edition. I'm going to start with this one just because I've been wanting to see this one for a long, long time. I bought this before for retail and sold them all out while I was up there, because what I basically do is I buy like 3 or 4 copies of it, sometimes 6 copies depending on the deck, and I figure if there's one left after the weekend or the week that I'm up there in the mountains, I'll probably keep it for myself. I sold out last year. I was shocked. It was like, oh my gosh, those went fast. And I think I had 6 of them. So they disappeared very, very quickly. So this is the Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson, illustrated by Julie Dillon. And it is a Llewellyn deck. Try not to get the glare on it there. The colors looks absolutely gorgeous. I have been hesitating on this because I'm not a big fan of certain types of cartoony artwork, or if it pushes the photorealism bar too much. So I've kind of hesitated on this, but I've seen lots of other people walking through them, and it's like, maybe I do want that one. So I just ordered in one copy for myself. Great Llewellyn guidebook, nice and thick and big, fully colored with large images, which is really, really nice. I think looking at the images in the book are what kind of changed my mind, more so than the cards. I know that there were some people that were critical about clothing on them, which I can kind of jump on that bandwagon. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but you also they've got to cater to a very rounded audience. And some people are very easily offended. So I am most likely, because this is a mass market deck, going to edge it at some point if I keep it. We'll see. It may go on to next year's round at Dragon Fest. Very high gloss. Very high gloss. Well, on this cardstock, I love the backs. I think the backs are just gorgeous. Aren't those beautiful? I think they're just stunning. It's my color palette. That's part of it. It's definitely my color palette. I do like the 3 of Cups on the cover of the book. That is gorgeous too. See now how the mermaids have always been there, how they have always lurked in the water of my subconscious mind, waiting for just the right set of conditions to make their way to the surface. I see now that all this time they have been guiding me, protecting me, and even partly influencing bits and pieces of my experience without me even knowing. And it all ties to my love of the sea. Lisa Robertson. That's beautiful. That's very nicely said. I don't know if I'm a mermaid believer or not. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that first inside of the cover, the jacket, cover jacket. That is beautiful. I love that. Very much a turquoise person. Introduction note. I'm not going to read all this. Most of you have sat through walkthroughs, I'm sure, of this already. I don't see. Are the suits the same? I hope so. As normal, I believe they are. I think this follows Waite Smith. Let me just flip through over here to this and see. It doesn't say there. That's interesting. The World card. They've got that split. They've got, that's interesting. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. I've seen this in another book recently where they put the title of the card here. The next page is the image, and then they finished up the writing on that. I don't know how many of those they've done that with. Obviously they had more to say than normal. Looks like Death might be done the same way. It's probably had to do in the layout of the book, in the printing process, that it ended up that way. I don't think that's the way I would personally would not prefer it to be done that way. I would rather have the image first and then the descriptions afterwards, but you know, let's see here. I'm trying to see if Magical Spreads. There's some spell work with these. That's kind of cool. I'm not seeing where it says listing the elements with the suits, but I'm going to assume it's Waite Smith oriented. Yeah, I'm not seeing that in here, so I'm going to assume it's going to follow the usual way. Anyways, so let's just go ahead and go through it, because I've been dying to see these cards. Like I said, I love the backs. This reminds me of The Little Mermaid. I mean, some of them, it almost has a Disney feel to it. I think that's the turn-off to me, was that it had a Disney feel to it. So that one reminds me of, if she had red hair, really would have looked like it. The Magician. And it may be just that one card that was really throwing me off. The High Priestess, that is beautiful. I like that a lot. I love the glow on her face. I do like the Borderless. The Empress, that is gorgeous. That is just gorgeous. You kind of get that pregnant belly feel, which is nice too. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. Well, that's interesting. Separated by the mirror. The Looking Glass. The Chariot. That's beautiful. I get the clothing thing. The more you see it, the more you kind of go, why? Why is that? But if I can get past that, I think this is gorgeous. Strength. The Hermit. Ooh. I like that. He's the squid or the kraken type character. Wheel of Fortune, pretty simple, basic. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. That's pretty impactful. That's a pretty environmentally awareness type card. I like that one a lot. It doesn't give you the renewal and regeneration type feel to it as much as it is the devastation of death and loss. That's what I key into first on that one. I mean, you can work your way there, but it's hard to get past that with that image. Temperance. Gorgeous. The Devil. The Tower. Definitely love the color palette on this. It is just stunning. It looks like, no, it's not. I thought maybe the titles were pearled, but they aren't. The Moon. Definitely very basic. Waite Smith. On the majors, not a whole lot of surprises in there. That Death card definitely has a bit of one. Takes you to a different level. Judgment. That's not. The World. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. I got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? I want more. I can't sing for beans, but anyways, it's probably one of my favorite songs from Little Mermaid. But yeah, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups. That one really plays into walking away from relationships, I think. 9 of Cups. And, of course, 10 of Cups. We've got Page. Knight. You can't tell if he's land or sea, which I find interesting. Queen of Cups. I love the glow on the faces, but like I said, it really does give that Disney animation feel to it. King of Cups. Ace of Wands. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. That's interesting. 3 of Wands gives you a feeling like she's trapped, like something's blocking the way. And for me, 3 of Wands has always meant, for me, was, okay, you got the doorway from the 2 of Wands, and 3 of Wands is taking up your staff and actually walking through it, making it happen. So it's interesting that she's blocked there. 4 of Wands. That's pretty. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands. 7 of Wands. I'm not sure I like this. And part of it's because of the scuba diving gear on it. It takes it, I don't know, maybe it brings man's world into this fantasy fae type world of the sea. And it kind of spoils it. Which I guess that kind of says a lot for the 7 of Wands. He spoils it. 8 of Wands. 9 of Wands. And of course 10 of Wands. We got Page of Wands. Knight, he's definitely a mer person. No armor. Queen. And King. Very nice. Very nice. Ace of Pentacles, treasure box. This one bothers me. Why a bunny rabbit? Why a hare? I don't, it throws it off. Now, the coloring and everything, it flows that way visually, first impression. But I'm not sure why you put a hare in there. Oh well. Of course, this whole, or at least the next card. Let me look here really quick. Do a quick scan ahead. There are a lot more land creatures, or crossing land and water type creatures, but there's still more. No, they're still considered water creatures. The frogs and such. So I don't know why they put a rabbit in there. That throws me off. So there's only been, what, 2 or 3 now that kind of throw me down a rabbit hole. Pun intended. 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Like I said, I love the color palette in this. It's beautiful. My favorite water deck so far has been 78 Tarot's Nautical Edition, which is the 78 different artists. I was kind of hoping this would replace that deck, but I don't know if it's going to. I really like that deck. This one also throws me off a little bit. I guess he is a mer kid, but it's different. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. You know what the art itself kind of reminds me of is, and it's not the same artist, Spellcrafters Tarot. That's what it reminds me of, that type of illustrationist. Ace of Swords, I like that. That's gorgeous. That's pretty cool. 2 of Swords. I guess we have to have at least one land thing in each suit. Now that's interesting. This one doesn't bother me as much. Probably because the whole thing feels cold. You've got your snow animals, mammals, over the casket or sleeping place of a frozen merwoman. So that's interesting. This one doesn't bother me nowhere near as much as that rabbit. Actually, it makes me feel more comfortable with the rabbit one. So that may not bother me as much, knowing that there's another card that relates to land mammals also. 5 of Swords. That one can get pretty deep. And cutting himself. 6 of Swords. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. 7 of Swords. That's neat too. Swords, the sword suit has a lot of depth to it. There's quite a bit of depth to the sword suit. I like that. It has that weight smith, but you can feed more into it because of the imagery. Yeah. I definitely like this sword suit a lot. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think this is my favorite suit of the whole batch. I could linger in that suit for a long, long time. Love it. Absolutely love that last suit. That one really turned my crank. Yeah, the swords really turned my crank. I like that one a lot. I mean, from the ace all the way through, just, yeah, that one was stunning. I have to say it, that one's stunning. I'd say probably my least favorite is the suit of coins. But like I said, I can now look at that bunny rabbit and feel more comfortable with it, which is good. That's a good thing. Wands. Wands was nice. You definitely got that fiery feel through it. There's a lot more warm light running through it, somewhere in each photo or each card. The water suit. Water suit is pretty traditional. Waite Smith. If there's one thing I don't care about the cup suit or water would be the clothing. Probably really, particularly the page throws it off for me. But that's minimal. That's minor. I can look past it. No big deal. But that's kind of throughout the whole deck too, is the clothing issue. But like I said, that's a pittance. It's not that big of a deal. Not a big deal at all. The majors have a lot of clothing too. And I think that could have been eliminated. I have to say the clothing gives a lot of the characters movement. There's a movement in the imagery because of the fabric and material flowing around. So that's kind of nice. But logic doesn't make sense. But if you know, the logic of swimming with clothes on doesn't make sense. But otherwise, it's beautiful. I can overlook that. But I think that sword suit just sold me. That is a stunning set of cards. Absolutely phenomenal. I think that really sucked me in just now. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the court cards, just look at those. They are phenomenal. You know, and that ace, you know, taking you in immediately. Usually 2 of Swords is that bound and gagged. So this doesn't necessarily follow that. This follows probably more a Marseille type meaning with that dueling going on. Well, then again, dueling is that fighting with yourself, whereas this is 2 different people fighting. So no, it could go both ways. So scratch that. Ugh, I'm in love with that suit. That one's stunning, absolutely stunning. So I'm probably going to keep it. Just from that one group, I've decided I'm going to keep it. And figure out how I want to edge them. I'll probably end up doing like a turquoise edge. Most likely. Turquoise color edge. Anyway, gorgeous. I am quite thrilled with that deck. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go very far from me. And I may just go ahead and swap it out on my Imanya altar. I might swap that out for that. So that is the Mermaid Tarot. It is beautiful. I will stick with this one. It's gorgeous. I like I said, the little complaints that I have are just my own personal little tidbits, and they're a pittance. The deck is gorgeous. The art is beautiful. Like I said, that sword suit just really sucked me in. My next favorite would probably be the wands. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Cool. I'm happy with it. I was afraid I wouldn't be, but I am very happy with it. Stunning. Anyways, I'll see you on the tube for the next one. Bye.